Okay, this is a first part of a series of many, hopefully not too many, obviously, that will involve fixing this engine as it runs pretty good, but found something that is going to involve some serious work, taking off the intake and the heads and the cam. And I'll show you how I just simply figured out what was going on. And some mistakes that you make by trying to figure that out. They're not really mistakes. Something did need to be rebuilt, meaning the carburetor. But anyway, many people can see, this truck's been slightly altered in some respects. It's got headers, stripped out the AC. This right here, nobody will like. That is not a factory heater box. That is what I converted from the AC box into a heater box, which actually works very, very well. I just took a sheet metal and meshed it all together, screwed it all together, sealed it, and put it up on that wall. And it turned out great. I didn't have to screw around with trying to figure out the old heater box, which was toast. It had a hole in it, and works pretty good. It puts out tons of heat and pushes out a lot of air. Anyways, this truck, let's go back over here. 78 Chevy Blazer, little 305 4-speed manual transmission, half ton, obviously. It's a good little truck. My toy. There's going to be another mod done to this truck just besides some engine work. Meaning, since 4x4, it's got to be off the ground. Which also means big tires and a lift kit. So that's going to happen as well. Which involves what we're staring at right here to begin with. Old Chevy 6-lug rims, but they are 10-inch wide, 10s, I guess. And then next, so $300 item. 4 35 1250s, one worn out spare 35 1250. Here's the parts that we're going to use in the engine. As I said before, I'm going to tell you how I got to finding out this part right here, which is the cam, ended up being flat. Anyway, this is the aftermarket race cam. 292 advertised duration. It's actually 224 on the exhaust and the intake. 112 lobe separation, or 114, I can't remember. I think it's 114. Quite a little bit of lobe separation there. But it's good for a low compression engine. It's not going to bring my compression down. It's okay. And 456 lift. Just fine. Anyway, had to get new springs. Lifters, I'm going to pop them out of the box. It's a flat Tappet cam, hydraulic. And we're also going to install carb and intake. I am going to clean these, obviously. Going to have a hot tank and rebuild the carb. It needs a rebuild. Everything, part of the lift. Springs are right there. I have all the rest of the stuff for the lift too. Blocks, unfortunately, but whatever. It's 4 inches. Well, maybe I'll get springs in the future for it. So that is part of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start this up for you. Okay. Show you how it runs. Okay, my car's tuned, but it doesn't run right. It's got a dual magnet flow muffler, 3-chamber. That is not running right. As you can tell, it is running horrible. Alright, shut that off. Okay, so I thought it was a carburetor. It was running pretty bad, and ended up rebuilding that. And the choke didn't work, but I'll fix it. But it doesn't matter. I'm replacing the carburetor with the Edelbrock in there after rebuilding. So I rebuilt the carburetor thinking that was a problem. It wasn't. Then I got into, before that I did the plugs and plug wires. Obviously, that's just your obvious first thing since it doesn't run right. Check the plugs, plug wires, cap and rotor. None of that was the issue. And then I did the carb because it was kind of puking a little bit of gas. It wasn't running right to begin with. And that's not the problem. So I pulled the valve cover. Number one, intake rocker is barely moving. Just kind of floating barely. And same with number 7 intake rocker is just barely floating, not turning. So that means flat cam. Anyway, this engine 35 years old, needs a timing chain. Water pump's never been replaced. It's gonna need one of those. Glad to remember that. It's another $30. Does have a fresh fuel pump that runs good. Obviously the headers are fine. I'll need some intake gaskets. I'll just get entire gasket kits, cheaper. Probably have to replace the header gaskets, not now. Anyway, we're going to get into this engine pretty deep. And I'll have to get back to you on this. In part 2 of whatever parts this is.